Changing bolt-on breakers in an energized panel requires a documented safe procedure. Here's an outline. You will need insulated gloves with a Class 0 rating, insulated tools, including an insulated screwdriver and pliers, a flashlight if necessary, and optionally, an insulated blanket. Prerequisites before beginning: firstly, verify that the panel is energized. Secondly, verify that the main breaker or switch is not in the off position. Thirdly, have a qualified electrician or trained personnel present. Now for the procedure. 1. Preparation: wear insulated gloves and ensure all tools are insulated. Clear the work area of any obstructions. 2. Identify and isolate the breaker. Locate the breaker that needs to be replaced. If possible, identify the circuit it controls and turn off all devices on that circuit. 3. Safety measures: use an insulated blanket to cover the panel board if necessary to prevent accidental contact. Shine a flashlight into the panel board if visibility is poor. 4. Removal of the existing breaker: carefully loosen the mounting bolts using an insulated screwdriver. Slide out the breaker towards you using insulated pliers or gloves. 5. Installation of a new breaker: inspect the contacts on the new breaker and clean if necessary. Slide the new breaker into the panel board and tighten the mounting bolts securely. Ensure that all wires are properly terminated and tightened. 6. Verification: reset the main breaker or switch to the on position. Turn on the circuit you isolated in step 2. Verify that the new breaker is functioning properly. 7. Post-operation: remove the insulated blanket if used. Inspect the panel board and connections for any abnormalities. Inform the appropriate personnel of the completed work. Safety precautions include: never work on an energized panel alone. Always wear insulated gloves and use insulated tools. Never short-circuit live parts. Be aware of potential arc flash hazards. If in doubt, consult a qualified electrician. This procedure assumes that the panel board is accessible and there are no exposed live parts. If there are any concerns or doubts, do not attempt to work on the panel and contact a qualified electrician. It is crucial to understand the dangers associated with working on energized electrical equipment. Electrical panels can carry significant voltage and amperage, posing risks of electric shock, burns, and arc flash. An arc flash is a dangerous condition that can occur when a flashover of electric current leaves its intended path and travels through the air from one conductor to another or to ground. The temperature of an arc flash can reach tens of thousands of degrees Fahrenheit, causing severe burns, blindness, and even death. Therefore, it is imperative to follow all safety procedures and use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, when working on or near energized electrical equipment. Insulated gloves are a critical component of PPE for electrical work. They are designed to protect the hands from electric shock by providing a barrier of insulation between the worker and the energized equipment. Insulated gloves are rated by class, indicating the maximum voltage they can safely withstand. Class 0 gloves, as specified in the materials list, are rated for up to 1000 volts alternating current. It is essential to inspect insulated gloves before each use for any signs of damage, such as cuts, tears, or punctures. Damaged gloves should be discarded and replaced immediately. Insulated tools are another essential safety measure when working on energized electrical equipment. These tools are designed with non-conductive handles to prevent electric current from flowing through the worker's body. Insulated screwdrivers and pliers are commonly used for loosening and tightening screws and bolts and for gripping and manipulating wires. Like insulated gloves, insulated tools should be inspected regularly for damage and replaced if necessary. An insulated blanket, also known as a rubber blanket, is a large sheet of insulating material that can be used to cover nearby energized parts to prevent accidental contact. Insulated blankets are particularly useful when working in crowded electrical panels where it may be difficult to avoid touching energized components. When using an insulated blanket, ensure that it is properly rated for the voltage of the equipment being worked on and that it is free from any defects. The procedure outlines several important steps for safely changing bolt-on breakers in an energized panel. First, it is crucial to identify and isolate the breaker that needs to be replaced. This involves locating the breaker in the panel and, if possible, identifying the circuit it controls. Once the circuit is identified, all devices on that circuit should be turned off to minimize the load on the breaker. Next, safety measures should be taken to protect the worker from accidental contact with energized parts. This may involve using an insulated blanket to cover the panel board and shining a flashlight into the panel board to improve visibility. When removing the existing breaker, it is important to use insulated tools to carefully loosen the mounting bolts. The breaker should then be slid out of the panel using insulated pliers or gloves. When installing the new breaker, inspect the contacts on the breaker and clean them if necessary. The breaker should then be slid into the panel and the mounting bolts tightened securely. Ensure that all wires are properly terminated and tightened to prevent loose connections, which can lead to overheating and electrical fires. After the new breaker is installed, it is important to verify that it is functioning properly. This involves resetting the main breaker or switch to the on position and turning on the circuit that was isolated earlier. The new breaker should then be tested to ensure that it is providing power to the circuit and that it trips properly in the event of an overload or short circuit. Finally, after the work is completed, the panel board and connections should be inspected for any abnormalities. The appropriate personnel should be informed of the completed work, and any tools or equipment that were used should be cleaned and stored properly. In addition to the specific steps outlined in the procedure, there are several general safety precautions that should always be followed when working on energized electrical equipment. Never work on an energized panel alone. Always have another qualified person present who can provide assistance in the event of an emergency. Always wear insulated gloves and use insulated tools. These are your primary defenses against electric shock. Never short-circuit live parts. This can create a dangerous arc flash. Be aware of potential arc flash hazard. Wear appropriate arc-rated clothing and eye protection. If in doubt, consult a qualified electrician. They have the training and experience necessary to safely work on energized electrical equipment. The note at the end of the procedure emphasizes that it assumes the panel board is accessible and there are no exposed live parts. If there are any concerns or doubts about the safety of working on the panel, do not attempt to do so. Contact a qualified electrician. Furthermore, it is crucial to understand the specific type of electrical panel and breaker being worked on. Different types of panels and breakers may have different procedures and safety requirements. Consult the manufacturer's instructions and any applicable codes and standards before beginning work. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for the safe installation and maintenance of electrical systems. It is essential to be familiar with the relevant sections of the NEC before working on any electrical equipment. Some specific areas of the NEC that may be relevant to changing bolt-on breakers in an energized panel include Article 110, Requirements for Electrical Installations, Article 240, Overcurrent Protection, and Article 408, Switchboards and Panel Boards. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards such as those issued by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA. OSHA regulations address workplace safety, including electrical safety. It is important to comply with all applicable OSHA regulations to protect workers from hazards. Working on energized electrical equipment is inherently dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified personnel who have received appropriate training. Training should cover topics such as electrical safety, arc flash hazards, the use of personal protective equipment, and the specific procedures for working on different types of electrical equipment. Refresher training should be provided regularly to ensure that workers maintain their knowledge and skills. Moreover, a job safety analysis, or JSA, should be conducted before beginning any electrical work. A JSA is a systematic process for identifying potential hazards and developing controls to mitigate those hazards. The JSA should involve all workers who will be involved in the work, and it should be reviewed and updated as necessary. The JSA should consider factors such as the voltage and amperage of the equipment being worked on, the proximity of energized parts, the potential for arc flash, and the environmental conditions. The controls identified in the JSA may include the use of personal protective equipment, the implementation of lockout-tagout procedures, and the establishment of safe work practices. Lockout-tagout procedures are designed to prevent accidental energization of electrical equipment during maintenance or repair. These procedures involve disconnecting the equipment from its power source and placing a lock and tag on the disconnect switch to prevent it from being turned on. Lockout-tagout procedures should be followed whenever possible to ensure the safety of workers. In some cases, it may not be possible to de-energize the equipment before working on it. In these situations, it is essential to follow strict safety procedures and use appropriate personal protective equipment. The decision to work on energized equipment should be made only after a thorough risk assessment and with the approval of a qualified supervisor. Furthermore, regular inspections and maintenance of electrical equipment are crucial for preventing electrical hazards. Electrical panels should be inspected regularly for signs of damage, such as corrosion, loose connections, and overheating. Breakers should be tested periodically to ensure that they are functioning properly. Any damaged or malfunctioning equipment should be repaired or replaced promptly. A proactive approach to electrical safety can help to prevent accidents and injuries and ensure the safe operation of electrical systems. Finally, remember that electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. If you see something that looks unsafe, report it to your supervisor or to the appropriate authorities. By working together, we can create a safe working environment for everyone. Electrical work should be handled by people who have the right training and knowledge in order to prevent issues with electrical connections or dangerous work conditions. The use of tools and equipment for electrical work also needs to be rated for the voltage, amps and resistance expected. Following these guidelines helps improve safety conditions for those who work with the electricity.